19 years, thousands of pages, countless memories. Journaling has always been a tool for remembering, dissecting, and growing for me. It's crazy to think that 10-year-old me cracking open her first pink journal bought at a garage sale for less than $1 would soon start to depend on this routine to help her regulate her emotions and really learn about herself. I know journaling can feel really daunting if you're just starting out, so today I'm going to take you through my current journaling process, from the tools that I use and love to what I actually write about, and hopefully it'll give you some inspiration but also some motivation to try to build a journaling habit. Without a doubt, this is the one tool that's made the biggest difference in my growth over the years, so if I can help you crack the code to self-awareness, emotional growth, and goal achievement, well, that's why I'm here. The habit of journaling has truly helped me through so much over the years. It has helped me get through breakups and deal with loss and cope with losing myself but then finding myself again. This habit for me has been the anchor that's kind of held me intact and held me to my life, if that makes any sense. This may seem silly, but I do think that the tools that you use for journaling matters a lot, because you want to find tools that you love to use. Just like how James Clear says about building habits, one of the rules is that you have to make it appealing and you have to make it easy for yourself to do whatever it is that you want to do. And so for me personally, by having the right tools, the right pens, the right notebooks that actually make me want to write every day makes a really big difference in my journaling habit. And so for the last few years, I've just been using variations of either my Moleskine setup or my Look Term setup. I actually started with these large Moleskine notebooks. I used to use the lined version. I just love how the pen that I like to use, which I'll talk about in a bit, writes on these Moleskine notebooks. It's really smooth. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't ghost much. It's just perfect. But then after a while, I did switch over to the medium-sized notebooks because they were just easier for me to bring around with me. So I used those for a couple of years. I also switched to using dotted notebooks instead of lined notebooks because I just found that I enjoyed writing on dotted paper more. I love the medium-sized Moleskine notebooks, but the problem was I went through them so quickly. So for the first time, I also tried their expanded version, which I actually really love. It is kind of thick and does get kind of annoying to bring around with you, so you have to take your pick about what matters more to you. The other notebook that I really like using is the Look Term notebook, which is very similar to the Moleskine one. However, I will say the Look Term paper is a little bit more sturdy and thicker, and I can use them with fountain pens instead of just ballpoint pens. I have recently got into using fountain pens and loving fountain pens, so the Look Term notebook is something that I do repurchase over and over again now. So if you're somebody who likes to use an inky pen, that might matter to you as well. One thing I discovered this year that I absolutely fell in love with are the Paper Republic covers. Paper Republic is this company that is based out of Vienna, Austria, and they create these beautiful Italian vegetable tanned leather covers that you can emboss with your initials or your name. They have an elastic that holds the covers together, and the point of this notebook system is that you can actually switch out the notebooks inside of the cover, so the cover is meant to last you for a lifetime. I put all of my notebooks inside of these covers now, from my journal to my learning notebook to my ideas notebook in the pocket size. There's something about the covers that just makes the journals feel even more special, and the fact that I can have multiple notebooks all in one cover and I just have to carry the cover around is everything that I could have asked for and more, because I'm somebody who uses so many different notebooks for different things. They did share a code for my community, so if you want to get 30% off their bundles, which are already amazing for if you want to get some notebooks and a cover, then you can use the code ANGELPR30. I'll put the link in the description box below as well. For the pens that I use, I have been using the Muji 0.5 pen since high school, I want to say, and ever since I switched over to these pens, it's been impossible to switch away. That is until I actually started using fountain pens. I got into the world of fountain pens this year, and oh my gosh, it's been such a joy of a world to explore. So now inside of my trusty pencil case, I've got 3 different fountain pens with 3 different inks in them. My Muji pen, a highlighter, a ruler, and then a roll of tape, I guess. I don't know what you even call them, a tape dispenser. These are pretty much all of the things that I need on the regular for my journaling process. All of the tools that I use will be linked in the description box below, but I think the important thing here to remember is you have to find the tools that work for you, because how I like to write and the pens that I like to use may not be something that you love as well. So what do I actually write about when I'm journaling? The most classic thing that I do is I actually do the brain dump journaling the most consistently. So what I do is I will date the top of every page. I will document what's going on in my day, how I'm feeling, things that I'm trying to achieve, what's going on in the week, what's going on in the month. But I just try to get everything that I am thinking and feeling down onto paper. I actually didn't learn about the morning pages practice until way later in life, like in my early 20s. Yet if I think back, that's exactly what I was doing every time I reached for the journal. It was really this brain dump experience for me. It was getting just everything that was going on in my head down onto paper so that it was no longer clouding up my thoughts. In that process, I usually do some sort of a goal planning or reflective journaling practice as well, but I recently separated that out from my brain dump journal. So now I have a notebook for my brain dumping and then a separate notebook where I actually do reflective journaling. Reflective journaling for me is looking at more specific topics that I want to dissect. So let's say if in my brain dump journaling for the day, I have wrote about how I'm not feeling great about my body. So I will take that topic and bring it to my reflective journaling and really try to break down either in list form or in a mind map form or just in another like free flow writing format, and use that to really analyze what's going on in my head when I think about my body. I also do monthly spreads where I talk about my review of the month, how it went, what could have been better, what went great, the ins and outs of the month. So what do I want to remove moving forward, and what do I want to keep? And then of course I try to set some intentions and goals for the month as well. Another journaling format that I started this year is commonplace journaling. I've always struggled with figuring out where the things that I'm reading and consuming and learning fits into my journal, because it feels wrong to just write it in my brain dump journal because it just gets lost so easily. So what I started doing was a commonplace journal, which is essentially just a common place for you to record your thoughts and ideas and what you're learning into just one notebook. I will break the page into 2 sections. So there's the margin section and then there's the body section. In the body section, I will actually take direct notes and quotes from whatever it is that I'm learning for, whether it be a video or an article or a book. And then in the margins is where I write my own thoughts and opinions about it. And I find that that separation really works for me so that I can remember the facts and what I am learning, but then I can also look back and look at how I analyzed the information that I was retaining. We've gone through the tools, we've gone through the formats, but it doesn't matter how much you love your notebook or how you write in it if you're not able to build journaling into a habit, because you're gonna quit and you're not going to want to continue it. So I wanted to share some tips that really helped me build journaling into a habit over the years. One is definitely by making it, again, as appealing and as easy as possible. And the way that I do this is build it into this really comfortable and cozy and lovely routine. I will light up a candle, I will make myself a warm drink like a tea or a coffee, maybe play some soft music, and just designate a time and a place for me to journal. I think creating that cozy and welcoming environment really does make a difference as well, just like how finding the right pen and paper does for me. It's that act of romanticizing using journaling and making it this like therapeutic and fun activity for you to do. The environment matters a ton for me, but something else that actually really helped me build this into a habit is to do it at the same time every single day. There's something about doing the same thing at the same time every single day that I find makes building a habit so much easier. My body just learns it quicker. And it makes sense, right? We all have this internal clock within us that wakes us up at the same time once we've gotten used to it, or we feel hungry at the same time every day because it's dinner time or lunchtime. And so you can use that same mechanism to help you build any sort of habit. Your hunger really is just a habit. Your sleepiness really just is a habit, and journaling can be one of those habits as well. Lastly, just remove the pressure from yourself. Like I said, everyone's journaling process can and will look different. You're not going to write the exact same things as I write. You can use some of the things that I do as guidelines, but maybe it just doesn't work for you. Maybe you don't like to do it that way. It doesn't have to be writing 5 pages every single day. It can be doodling, it can be scrapbooking. Lists are an amazing way for you to start journaling. I love making lists. If you want to have journaling prompts sent directly to you, I recently created a 30-day journaling challenge where I send you an email every single day for 30 days with a new prompt. So instead of you having to check anywhere or find your own prompts, you can just join my challenge and we will work through 30 days of prompts together. I thought that it would be a really fun way for you to challenge yourself, but for me to challenge myself as well in thinking about the prompts and in thinking of new prompts that I haven't written about before. So if you want to do the 30-day journaling challenge with me, I will put the link for that in the description box below. This year, I went through one of the scariest decisions that I have ever made in my life, and it was to leave my 9-to-5 job to bet on myself. I know it doesn't sound that exciting or scary, maybe because a lot of people do this. A lot of people start out as freelancers, a lot of people quit their jobs to be freelancers and content creators, but for me, even though I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, it ended up being a really tough mental challenge that I had to work through. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without my journaling practice, but also with therapy. I think those two tools have worked hand in hand for me in just becoming more self-aware and just learning to work through childhood traumas and scars that I didn't realize were forming in my life. Once I made that decision, there suddenly was this scarcity mindset that I've never had before. And through my brain dump journaling and my reflective journaling, I realized that it was because it was ingrained in me to want and chase and seek for stability. There were just all these cultural and societal things that have been taught to me and that I have taken to be a part of my identity that I never ever would have realized until I made the decision to quit. There was also things like the familial pressure of being the eldest daughter and making sure that I'm good so that the rest of my family is good and so they can lean on me and so I can help my younger sister out. I expected it to be hard when I quit my job, but I didn't expect it to be hard in all of these ways. And to be completely transparent and open with you, I would not have gotten through it as easily and come out as unscathed as I am today without journaling. I used it to help me work through these issues. I used it to help me plan out how I was going to leave my job, what I was going to do after, how I was going to tell my parents, I used it for everything. I want to remind you that journaling doesn't start as this life-changing tool. For me, it started as a place where I can tell stories as a 10-year-old and make up stuff that happened in my day, and then it turned into me just emotionally dumping my feelings about the boys that I was dating, the friends that I had, the teachers that I had. My journaling journey has just evolved so much over the years, and just as me working through issues via brain dumping is important to me just writing lists about things that make me happy is also a great way for me to work on myself. So there's really no pressure about the tools that you use or how you journal or what you write about, because everything that you're doing now and trying are things that are going to build the journaling process to become the tool that works best for you. To get you started on the next chapter of your journaling process, I'm going to give you 3 prompts right now that I want you to answer on a piece of paper, or if you have a journal already, write it in your notebook. The first prompt is, what is stopping you from journaling more? The second prompt is, what would you like journaling to help you achieve? And the third prompt is, what is something that you can do tomorrow that will help you grow in your journaling journey? Let me know if journaling is a practice that you do consistently right now and how you come about it. Or maybe tell me some of the prompts that you really enjoy writing about right now. I did create a different journaling video earlier this year talking about the specific way that I brain dump. So if you want to go and learn more about my journaling process personally, go and click this video here. Other than that, I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are in the world. Make sure to check the description for the 30-day journaling challenge, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!